Yay, you've made it to level 2. Let's get rolling. So writing expressions from word problems and solving. So now those of you that were frustrated that you didn't know what the number was to the variable, now you're going to know. But I still want to refresh your memory on the steps, and then we'll try a couple. So it says steps to solving expression word problems. Again, determine the mathematical expression for the word problem. So that's where you're figuring out the numbers and operations and what order and all that. Then when it tells you the variable, you can substitute that known value in for the variable and solve using order of operations, just like we have been. So let's try a couple problems, okay? So we got a chart here, and some of these problems look familiar, okay? They should be similar to what you were already working on, because now the focus is more on writing the expression, substituting the value, and solve for your answer. So this first one is already done for you, but I still want to explain just to make sure you understand how I got what I got. So it says, John split 50 guests between Y rooms in his house for his party. And then it tells us Y equals 5. So first off, we need to know the expression. It says split 50 between Y rooms. So split, again, means division. Now, I just use a slash, but if you want to use the division sign, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter. Okay, but I'm taking 50, the 50 guests, and splitting them, so dividing them, between Y rooms. I don't know how many rooms. I mean, I do, but not really yet. Not until they tell us. So we're putting Y there. Okay, so the expression would be 50 divided by Y. So now they do tell us there's 5 different rooms that these guests are getting split between. So we're going to have 50 divided by 5 to get 10. And make sure you have your label. It would be 10 guests, right? Because they're taking the 50 guests, dividing them amongst the rooms. So there's going to be 10 guests. And you really could say 10 guests in each room. That's another way you could word it. But in general, it's 10 guests. Okay, so start with 50, split them between the rooms. Now we end up with 10 guests in each room. Okay, so what I want you to do is just pause the video and see if you can try these next two on your own, and then I will reveal the answers and explain them. But see if you can try them on your own. So go ahead and pause the video, give it a shot, and then you can unpause and try them with me. Okay, I hope you paused the video and gave these a shot on your own, but if you were stuck, we're going to reveal them right now. So it says, Laura invited 60 guests to her party this year. Next year, she is going to invite P less than that. So I know we got 60 to start with, and then she's doing P less than that. So less than means that we're subtracting. And so I'm going to have 60 minus P. I don't know how many less people she's going to do, but it's just minus P. Okay? And then it says, oh, we're going to take 12 away because P equals 12. So I'm going to substitute that in. So I'm doing 60 minus 12. And when I solve that, we end up with 48 guests. And again, it's this time guess because that's how many she was talking about. She had 60 this year. She's doing P less, which was minus 12, and so we end up with 48 guests. Okay? I wonder if you got the same as me. I hope you did. All right, and if you didn't, that's okay. Fix it now. Let's look at one more. So it says Jordan is buying 4 cakes for X dollars per cake and 3 pizzas for N dollars each. So we've got 2 things happening here. We're buying cakes, we're buying pizzas. Now it says 4 cakes for X dollars per cake. So I know that's taking 4 times X, right? Because 4 is how many cakes, X is how much it would cost. So 4 times X. But then we're also buying these pizzas. So we have 3 pizzas for N dollars each. That each is also telling me multiplication. So I got 3 times N. But how do I bring it all together, right? I know it doesn't say this, but what the point is we're trying to figure out what would the total cost of this be, right? From buying the cakes and buying the pizzas. So we're going to add those. So we got 4x to represent the cakes, 4, and they cost so much per cake. And then 3 pizzas costing so much per pizza, and then adding them together to find the total cost. Okay? So now they do tell us that it costs $8 for the pizza, because that's what X represented, and then $7 for the, $8 for the cakes, that's what X represented, and then $7 for the pizzas, that's what N represented, okay? So I'm going to substitute those in and solve, right? So I've got 4 times 8 and plus 3 times 7. So I just took those numbers and substituted them in. So when I do the 4 times 8, because I would do multiplication before addition, I get 32. I'm going to also go ahead and do this 3 times 7 to get 21. Add them together to get 53, and it's $53. That's how much it costs, right? Because the 8 and the 7 were the cost as we were multiplying them by the pizza and cake. Okay? So now your job is to kind of continue this process. It's set up a little differently, but you have some problems here. You need to write the expression first. So the expression is with the variable. Then you can substitute the value for what they tell you for the variable in, and then solve. Make sure you have a label with your answer so you know what you're talking about. If you're not sure, you may need to do a little digging in the problem. Okay, so you got 3 problems like that to try, and then also get a teacher signature on this before you move on to the next part. Good luck!